Hello everybody and welcome to Ruler School. This is Game Squared filling in for Jeremy during Takeover Week. That's right, we took his channel and we're doing the videos now, fools! Today we're gonna be bringing you the ruler, Charlotte. And we're going to give you a brief overview, what she does, that sort of thing. Then we're gonna present 2 deck lists that you can see in action over on our channel at Game Squared.
Yeah, we should have a link for our channel in the description.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll go over the ruler.
Also, Chaz is here. You can't see him.
Yeah, he's someone else who's on our channel. We should introduce ourselves, actually.
Yeah.
I'm Zane. This is
Augustus.
And I'm Fluffles. No, I'm Kevin. Nice to meet you all. Hello, everybody out there in the massive Ruler School universe.
All right.
I'm Chaz.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
We already mentioned you.
Yes, karate chop him.
Anyway, anyway, this is Charlotte, as you see over there. She is one of my favorite J rulers, actually, because she draws you lots of cards when she flips.
Who doesn't like tragic magical girls?
Yeah.
Her story is so sad.
Anyway,
As a card, though, I find her kind of meh. That's my personal opinion, just because she doesn't fit my play style.
yeah.
But as a character, like lore-wise, I do love her.
Anyway, she was released in September of 2016 with Curse the Frozen Casket, the first set of Lapis.
Ah, yes, the infamous set that everyone said sucked, but then there were cards in it that later became ban-worthy.
I mean, usually the first set has
They
kind of
sucked their way to the top.
Yeah.
Anyway,
basically they I think the cards themselves were not terrible, but in general there was no cohesive theme to how the cards themselves worked.
well,
But it was a fun set and the beginning of a great cluster.
anyway, Charlotte, she judgments for blue and a 1. She has Energized Blue, and she has an activate ability: pay a blue, discard a card, rest target resonator.
Her discard mechanic would later see a resurgence in Scarlet, I believe. But this has always been a really good ability because there is a lot of grave play that is relatively underused, but when you give it an outlet like her discard ability, it just...
Or you could easily
potential
just
is
get
amazing.
it into the graveyard.
Like Charlotte Necrolands, oh baby. Just not having to have a Guinevere, you know?
Yeah. So, she then flips with that really cheap judgment.
Yeah.
And then she has, this card cannot be attacked. When this card enters your field, draw X cards, where X is minus the number of cards in your hand.
Or X is 5.
Or X is 5 minus the number of cards in your hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really like why you want to play her.
Yeah, she's really good with aggro decks because you can dump your entire hand, throwing Cthulhu Train, throwing Thunders into your opponent's face. Then you flip her and suddenly, hey, it's the start of the game again.
Yeah, she was used in Wanderer a lot with Charlotte Burn, because you can just play all your burn spells, flip her, and then get a bunch more burn spells.
She also has a pretty, that's good blocking, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4-12 for 2.
Yeah, and then you
any
go over
early game
stats.
your opponent might have is just going to be shut down by her flip. And if you have like that early hand that you're just dumping everything and then flipping on turn 3, you can take huge advantage of it. Also, whenever you do draw a card, you gain 100 life.
Ooh, which is, that's nice.
It adds up.
It's nice.
Believe me, Peter, he's a really good player at our locals. He played a Charlotte, just a Charlotte aggro deck, and he, that life gain, I could never kill him. Admittedly, this was a while ago when our decks were not as good, but that life gain was so relevant, it hurt.
And then she has an activate ability on this side as well.
An upgrade.
Yeah, you pay a blue and then 1 of any color, discard a card, return target resonator to its owner's hand.
Being able to turn every card in your hand into a 2-drop bounce spell is very good.
See, this is why I liked her in Charlotte Aggro, because it was an aggro deck at first, and then once you flip Charlotte, it kind of turned into like a mid-range deck.
Yeah. Then there's the huge, you have a blocker? That's cute.
Looks
So
like my
long.
aggro's going through.
And Charlotte's also good as like a control ruler, because she's kind of generic, and you could use her like a toolbox.
She straight up shuts down aggro decks. And Turbo Turbo is known for being super aggro and really good, But when all your dragons are rested, you cry a little bit.
So, what would you say some of her weaknesses are, though?
Her weaknesses in general are her front side ability is not too relevant in most scenarios. Tapping down a blocker is pretty good. However, in certain decks, they just don't care. Because, like, Lancelot, you can tamp down the Lancelot, obviously, but decks that go wider are always going to get around her.
I think her ability is a little bit of a trap.
Yeah?
Yeah, because every time you do that, you're down a card that could be doing something way better.
Yeah. And if
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe you're building your deck around that one ability, and then they play Shackles.
Oh, no. She's definitely
also playing blue.
She's definitely got some holes, which is why she didn't see a whole lot of top play. She did see some, but other than that, it feels like she couldn't really decide on what she wanted to be. As a ruler.
Nowadays, one of her major weaknesses is Lorite.
Yeah, Lorite. Oh, yeah, I'll discard a card. Oh, I guess I didn't do anything.
Or when you flip and try to draw cards, it's just like, nope.
Lorite just shuts down everything.
Yeah.
At this point,
It makes me sad.
Also, I would just like to give a shout out to her art. On her ruler side, she has her brother and her sister, who tragically passed on either side of her, just like being in spirit and guiding her. And on her other side, she's wielding both their powers, one in each hand, and is just looking formidable as all hell.
Yeah, I know, like I said, she's always been like one of my favorite rulers, and like not only because like functionally what she does, and it also has to do with the artwork and the lore.
She also kind of looks like Bridget.
Yeah,
Just putting that out there.
All right. So she like we kind of alluded to earlier. She hasn't really saw a whole lot of success as far as like tournaments go.
Yeah.
But she has gotten in the top 8 in a few tournaments.
Yeah, mostly when she top hates, the deck concept is one that has already proven itself as a great deck concept, but she just complements it a bit. Like I said, that Necrolance style, or even fairies, because fairies tend to dump out of your hand really quick, and then she flips and look, you suddenly have a bunch more fairies.
So yeah,
that's a more recent one. And it looks like it's just Charlotte spells, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, what is it?
We got Charlotte spells, I believe it's a fairy deck, and then...
There's a Sam Sheik, topped in GP Columbus in 2017.
Yeah.
This is in Season 3.
And then we have Darian Maharaj, topping in Toronto.
Yeah, it's a GP Toronto number 2!
Yeah.
All these decks are going to be from Season 3, by the way. She's on no success in Season 4.
Yeah, because...
And that was the fairies one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with a touch of Gwyber.
Yeah. Then in...
Enrico Gavan.
Yeah, these next two are Wanderer.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, so that was the Masters qualifier in 2017. The one they had in April.
Yeah.
Because they had a bunch of them. See, this is the burn deck I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, the burn deck that abused Lancelot, Guinevere when she existed.
Yeah.
And Ruke, and just, you drop burn spells and you win.
Yeah.
Like, that's how that goes.
Cthulhu Train, of course.
Mm-hmm. And then, last but not least, we have another Masters qualifier.
Gianfranco Bazzone. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm not good with names.
I made him do it because I'm very bad at pronouncing names.
He's worse.
And
And it looks like another Charlotte spells.
another Charlotte Burn deck.
Charlotte Burn.
So, yeah.
I like that she's a blue ruler that saw mainly red play. Like,
Yeah.
It's really cool. Because bouncing blockers after they've blocked is amazing.
Anyway, those are just some of the decks that have topped in events. But now we would like to show you some decks that we created. Kevin and I, we teamed up.
We teamed up and then we split our entire group in half.
Yeah, and then Augustus and Chaz, they teamed up and made a deck. So,
A better deck.
Yes.
How dare you! I will fight you!
And then
We already did.
Oh my!
And then
Or
we
didn't.
and then we battled the decks, and you can find that video on our channel.
Yeah, Game Squared.
Probably it'll be definitely be at the same time this video is.
Yeah, we're gonna coincide the release, so you don't have to wait.
Yeah. So
Hopefully it'll be pretty cool. I think we both got some very cool concepts, but you'll see those.
All right, here's the lists. You know what? You go ahead and start, because I've apparently had that right taken away from me.
You can still start.
I see that you've chosen the better deck to start first. All right.
You want to fight me?
As expected, Charlotte is the ruler.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Well, you see, these are Charlotte decks.
Obviously.
Alright, I chose a bunch of good cards. Like, the best cards you could get in blue and green. That was pretty much the idea behind my deck.
Oh. Just pack it full of good and
Yeah.
Explode.
And
things.
maybe it'll win somehow. Alright, I chose Millennia Bond, which is just a really good cancel. Especially since all the really good cancels are banned now.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, it draws you a card that it can only cancel chance.
It can also put a treasury item in the field.
Oh, it can do that?
Yeah, you know, Drifting Little Moon is a treasury.
It is.
And if you happen to have a green and a blue, so like a Tama and
Yeah.
a Cheshire.
Throw out a Drifting Little Moon. You guys,
large.
you would never expect it.
Honestly, I forgot that card does that.
I think everybody did at this point.
Most people don't use it for that.
Not anymore.
Oh, real quick, this is the deck that Augustus and I designed.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
No, we decided to introduce each other's decks.
Well, you see, guys.
Alright.
Alright. And then Lorite, because it's Lorite and he's in the deck.
Yep. Lorite goes in every deck right
you
now.
see, there was a recent change in the rules
Yeah.
that made Enter a lot more powerful,
Yes.
so you need something to counter that.
Yeah.
Lorite.
Easy.
Also, I'm running Lorite 7 Disciples, so
Combo.
yeah.
Powerful.
They're pretty good on their own, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Like a 3-drop 7/7 Swiftness that gains flying on the next turn.
Yeah, or if your opponent doesn't have blockers.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's
cool.
just extra damage. He's pretty utility, which is what's good about him.
Mm.
Rachel, which I put in there, not to scry my opponent, but to scry my own deck. So the flip off of Charlotte can have more value. So I could either hold off on flipping or flip because there's cards I need.
Yeah.
That was my thought anyway. And also when she leaves the field, you get to search your deck for anything.
Well, yeah. She's pretty good staple, just not something you want to see about a lot of.
Alright, and the crown jewel of all water decks. Captain Hook. The Pirate.
Probably the strongest water card in existence currently.
He's a 5-drop, 1,000. When this card enters the field, choose one. Put up to 2 target special magic stones on top of your owner's magic stone deck in any order, or return up to 2 target resonators to their owner's hand. So, let's say your opponent, you don't really care if they have stones. You could bounce the resonators too.
Yeah.
Like, anything that gives you an option is a good card.
Yeah, because
Like-
you're never just out of luck.
Yeah, it's never just like, well, I can't use that.
Yeah.
Options.
Yeah, you're never just... Oh, yeah, options. The pivotal option card. But yeah, yeah. It's freaking awesome. Because it's got 4 options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alright. Charlotte's Water Transformation Magic. You know, that's 6 copies right there.
6 copies.
Yeah.
6.
I like 6 of my resonators being 4/4s.
Yeah.
Well, my thought was also, well, if I ever have to, I could discard it with her ability as well.
Yeah. That's why it's a Charlotte card, cause it got Rim in it.
Alright, then we got Melfi, who's ramp, and also kind of like a pseudo-fog.
And also, she's not as easy to kill as regular Sacred Elves. And
Yeah, she has more defense.
She's also quick cast, which is cool.
So you could just flash her in at the end of your turn and go like, BAM! Guys.
Yep.
Elvis Priest, pretty self-explanatory. He is the elf that produces green with the most hit points.
Oh my god.
Which is the only reason we used him over the other ones. Scarlet's Agony, so I could kind of deal with some aggro maybe, and also draw off of it. So it's a pretty good card.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Wielder of the Sacred Spirit. She's a 0/0 for 4. I don't know why we put her in here. She has the ability that she gains +2/+2 for each card in your hand. And also barrier, total cost equal to the number of cards you have in your hand. And when she enters the field, you draw a card.
Whoa, she's straight Thomas.
Yep. she is a giant, beautiful Tama.
Yeah.
that can't be part of a Tama train because barrier.
Beautiful.
She draws and can't be Tamaed. 10 out of 10.
Also, no ruler abilities will ever affect her.
Never.
Never.
Alright, then we have Drifting
Can't
Lululemon,
happen.
which is a 5/5 for 1, and you could rest it to deal 400 damage to Rested Resonator. Or, very rarely, if you have all 4, you could rest all 4 of them to destroy something.
Yeah.
That's something I wish more of the treasury items did, like if you have a bunch of copies.
Yeah. It also cannot attack, so its stats are kind of just defensive.
It's very defensive.
It's
5/5?
5/5 for 1, yeah.
Yeah.
It combos really well with her ability.
Yeah, rest or resonator, deal damage.
Turn
Boom.
things into bears.
Think if you had something with a Tama first.
Cheshire Cat, the only cat worth talking about. Sorry, Tama.
As far as pure utility.
Tama knows exactly what he did.
You draw 2 cards, and you put 1 card from your hand on top of your deck. And she has Super Barrier, can't be targeted by yourself or your opponent.
Actually, not a good thing.
A lot of times, not a good thing. And when she's put in the graveyard from the field, she shuffles back into your deck.
Yeah.
So she's eternal. But not the keyword eternal.
Oh yeah, that's
Whatever
a thing.
that.
It's indestructible.
Oh, okay.
Then Tama, who needs no introduction.
Tama's Tama.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know Tama. Tama's good.
I like that. Like it just got a name at one point in the game. It was great.
Yeah, it used to just be a familiar.
The fly's back, guys.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I have a 1 out of Jupiter because those are good abilities, right guys?
Yes.
And he also has Quick Cast. He's a 5 cost, 1012 with Quick Cast. When this card enters the field, choose up to 2. Cancel target chant spell, or return target resonator to its owner's hand, or rest or recover target resonator or draw a card.
There's a lot of ors in that.
I think it's like the rest or recover could have been worded better, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's just pretty good.
Got amazing effects. Options.
Like
Again.
most people don't expect when you have 5 will open to have like a guy fly out and
Yeah.
cancel their spell.
Especially
like,
1,000.
Yeah. Or is he like 1,012, right?
He's
1,012, yeah.
Yeah. And then we have Krysya, ready for the final battle. She's 1,000 for 5 that kills something and then gets killed
Remember
before
how
she
she-
has to do anything.
Oh boy.
So she's a 5 cost kill spell.
Oh
Beautiful.
my.
You should
Oh,
explain what she
God.
actually does.
Oh. Alright. When this card enters your field or whenever it attacks, destroy target resonator your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card's attack. If you do, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this card. Every time I've ever played her, I don't think I've destroyed something and it made it back to my turn with her being alive.
Yeah,
It's never happened.
Usually there's a lot of retaliation.
Yeah, like you have to deal with that.
Yeah, if you let her go,
that's
she is
another
stupid.
thing she really does well is she's a card your opponent has to answer.
Yeah, there's a strategy in Magic that I really love because called drop deal with it.
Yeah.
Where every turn you just go deal with it, deal with it, deal with it.
And if they can't, you win.
Exactly.
Alright, and then the stone base is all blue-green.
Oh, you
I have the
monsters.
normal duels, the shock duels. The
And
ones that have countdowns.
the cash money stones.
Kaguya Stone of Sorrow is pretty good.
Yeah.
It does 300 damage to if your rulers and Kaguya Tears of the Moon, but it produces blue and green. And when this card enters the field, look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. That's pretty useful.
It is one of my favorite stones because of that effect. Like, that is better than you'd think as a free effect.
I see you have one over there.
1.
And that's pretty much it for the deck.
Yep. Okay.
You pretty much sideboard the flavor of your meta.
Yeah. That's why we don't have the sideboards displayed at the moment, and why we usually don't, just because it's literally based on what your play group is doing. Like, if they're playing Scheherazade, you're going to side for that. If they're playing super aggro fire all the time, you're siding with
If
that.
they're playing Scheherazade after you watch this video, tell them they're wrong. She's banned.
Hey, you don't know. Sometimes people like to not play with them.
Unless they like playing banned cards. Like, If that's an agreement you guys have, keep on. But
Yeah, do your thing.
All right.
Just so you know, you're crazy.
We should go over our deck now.
Yes, my turn. Finally, I get to spout off and talk. So we run the same basic. We got the Tamas, we got the Cheshire. Obviously, we're running one less Cheshire, but that's
one more
purely,
Tama.
but that's purely because of how the deck works. Then we got the 2 Lorites, more in the sideboard, just because we weren't sure what we were going to be facing. Gretel, one of the most prominent fairy tales and green cards, all in one. She hits the field, and then you get they reveal the top. If it's a Windstone, you get into your field. Unrested, by the way. It's amazing.
We should use a
hidden
sacred elf here.
A hidden sacred elf. Because I have a serious thing with full art cards. Like, it's a problem. I almost, I resisted, but I almost dug through all my cards to find my one full art Lorite. Just because I love them, I love that this game has them, and I had the 2 promos, and then I had the 3rd promo, and honestly, I'll just being honest, I was super lazy and didn't want to look for a 3rd Elvis Priest.
Not like it matters. Not like it matters. 2 Tama kills them anyway.
Oh,
So yeah,
my.
2 Tamas, 1 Elvis Priest dead.
that's a lot of investment to kill.
But it's dead.
But the difference between the two is 1 defense and 1 attack. So, there's arguments to be made for both, in that Elvis Priest doesn't die to as many things, and Sacred Elf can kill a Tama, but honestly, Elvis Priest I think is generally better.
All I'm saying is Elvis Priest doesn't die to Hunter in the Black Forest.
Oh my god. Okay, we're also running Rachel, and
I think you skipped over Morgiana.
Morgiana. Obviously, you're not running Morgiana, are you?
No.
She's still banned in my brain.
Oh, yeah. No,
I don't even look at her.
Okay, if you would draw a card in a phase other than your draw phase, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck instead and put put one of them in your hand and the rest on the bottom. She turns all this draw into super draw. Like, you can go through your deck super fast. In the old days, back before they killed Best Girl Guinevere, I went through my deck like mad. Like, there were times when I was like, oh, hey, I put that on the bottom.
All I'm saying is Guinevere deserved it.
Oh, no.
Guinevere did nothing wrong.
Bring back my baby. But yeah, she's just really good for draw effects that exist outside, and this deck spans them. And why is that? Because I'm running this beautiful guy. As soon as I heard that we were doing Charlottes, and it was decided that we were at least going to run green and blue, I brought this up and said, Zane, please, I need it. You see, they updated all the enter keywords to be the new enter keywords that trigger from anywhere instead of just from your hand. And Jin is a 1000/1000 for 2 green and 2. Enter, remove up to 3 target resonators you control from the game. At the end of turn, put all resonators removed this way into their owner's field. So, usually when you play them, you've played 1 Gretel and a Tama or something.
Hook.
Hook. Yeah, Hook. I'll get to that. So you remove them, and then at the end of turn, when you play him, you target himself and 2 other resonators. So he removes himself, and then he comes back and does it again, and again, and again, and again, and it's beautiful.
So at end of every turn, he's coming back and doing it all over again.
Yeah, and when you combine that with stuff like Tama and Gretel, you can get huge card advantage and huge stone advantage. And then if you combine it with Captain Hook,
checking out, guys.
oh yeah. And then if you combine it with good old Captain Hook, the 1000/1000 that returns 2 special magic stones to your opponent's stone deck, you win. Like, if you hook twice, he's pretty much.
This is why they banned Lumia.
Why? Because if they manage to cancel it with a Lorite, you could just do it again.
Yeah.
But that effect is why.
I think Lumia's been a little too strong for a little too long.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's her ability to both be an excellent control ruler and then just flip and deal 1,000 to the face.
I thought it was really funny when they banned one of the rulers, and it was like, well, they messed with the way the game's played.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's exactly what Lumia does. This was before she was banned.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did they ban Lumia?
Yeah. No
well.
clue.
All right.
But then they did. This deck is all about the Jin spam. And if they manage to like cancel it, or like I said, he's 1,000, so he's no like small body. Things to abuse with it: Frigg, getting stuff back from your grave. Krysya, bouncing her every turn is godly. And you don't as long as Jin at least removes himself, he can keep doing it. So like say at the end of your opponent's turn, you want to swing with Krysya. Go for it. And then Jin comes back at the end, removes her. Then at the end of your opponent's turn, she comes back and kills another thing. Woo! And
Not if they have
about
a
Rachel?
barrier.
oh, Rachel. Rachel just, she explodes. Normally Rachel's in there just for the search. Like that's just why she's in there. It's why she's a 2 of. I don't ever want to see 2 of her. But when Jin hits her, you're searching for a card every turn and and controlling the top deck of either your deck or their deck. And yeah, that's the big strategy. Just the main thing is you want to ramp and get Jin out and then hook. And boom. And then you just hook them until they have no stones and then they're screwed.
And they lose.
But to support that, I also have Charlotte's Water Transformation, the best promo ever. Just because it's a Charlotte deck, it's a card that Charlotte uses.
So it's also very good.
Yeah. Final Battle, because you always need a board wipe in every deck. If your opponent gets an unbelievable board state and you have no wipe, you are going to be in serious trouble. Spacetime Anomaly, my favorite black-blue card of all time. It honestly rivals one of my favorite cards of all time. Target J Resonator gains -5/-5 until end of turn. Draw a card.
J/Resonator.
Yeah. Also, it has Remnant, so you get to play it twice and draw a card each time. And when you combine it with Charlotte's Water Magic, it becomes a 3-will kill spell. Woo! Then we got Winds of Salvation to be a 3-will cancel. Fun fact, originally we had Exceed in this slot, and then Zane's like, why don't we play the strictly better version? And I was like, oh,
That's a good idea.
that exists! I guess I'm dumb. And then because we're playing green-black, what am I doing? Obviously we're playing Ruined Story. Again, your opponent banishes a Resonator, or flip over 2 revealed stories in your extra deck, or put target Resonator from your graveyard into your hand, or cancel target spell unless your opponent pays 1. 3 amazing options on 1 card for 2?
Yeah, I figured the best option for this deck would be to get the Resonator back.
Yeah, this is a Resonator spam deck. If they kill the Jin, or they kill the Hook, oh, hey look, it's back in my hand at quick cast speed at the end of your turn. I hope you left Will up.
Well, little do you know, my deck sides into Abdul.
Oh no!
Yeah, with all that darkness you have, right?
We're the side deck.
Oh my god.
Beautiful. Also, we're running Black Moonbeam because it's incredibly unfair and Rachel can search it.
It's not unfair, mainly because it only hits J rulers.
It's unfair.
I hate it.
And yet
Well,
there it
most
is.
of the time it's a card that does nothing.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I basically put it in there because J Ruler Destruction of any kind, because Charlotte cannot be attacked on her other side, and she has 1200 defense. Getting rid of her is pretty relevant to actually close out the game. And it's a 1-of because Rachel can search, and there's enough draw to where I'll get it eventually. Then we're running Zeke, 2 green for choose 1, options. Target Resonator cannot be targeted by spells or abilities until end of turn.
It's a barrier.
Very good. Or cancel target summon spell, which is any creature. Summon spells were a thing at some point, and it was weird. Or Resonators you control gain +2/+2 until end of turn. Or target player shuffles all magic stones from his or her graveyard into his or her magic stone, then shuffles all other cards from his or her graveyard into his or her main deck. That's a lot of text.
Yeah.
And you do all of them if your rulers.
Crimson Girl in the
Yeah.
Sky. Yeah, if you have Little Red. Canceling a summon spell is beautiful, and buffing your Resonator is obviously good, and protecting your Resonator also super relevant for 2 green. Like people are complaining about green doing everything, hello.
Been doing that forever, guys.
It's just really relevant, and I was super scared of Abdul because Abdul just murders my deck, and so I wanted a cheap way to stop the Abdul. Easy.
Isn't that just 1/1 in the Abdul?
You're still stopping it.
I know.
Yeah,
it's still worth it. I
need to stop it. You don't understand.
Why don't you just play Otherworld?
As for the stone base, we're running half and half, all base green because Gretel will get the green regardless. But then we're running half black and half blue. It was just pretty easy to decide because the main majority of our cards that we want to play are green, but we also have a decent mix of black utility and blue with the hook. So we don't really care about seeing the blue until super late game, or the black. Also, it's fun. 3 colors. Wind. Woo. I did a testing, and by turn 4, you can have 7 stones, and I love it.
Didn't happen.
It
Never happened.
It might. It might. I was testing it.
It's not real.
It's a lie.
But that's the deck. It's bounce spam, and I love it, and I can't. And hopefully you guys have either already enjoyed it in action or will enjoy it in action. In the other video.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any opinions about this special, super awesome Jin? About being awesome?
He's amazing.
I love him.
There we go. That's the end.
Thank you, Force of Will, for updating the enter mechanic. I
Yeah.
love you all.
Thank you all for watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We hope this video was as entertaining for you as it was entertaining for us to make.
Yeah, it was super fun doing the head-to-head challenge, and if you want to see these decks in action, make sure you go and check out our channel over at Game Squared.
Yep. There should be a link in the description.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.